Hello friends, we proceed from where we left off. We designed our welcome screen and we learned how to use shared preferences, intent, and how to design the welcome screen. So in this tutorial we're going to design the login activity. Remember we left it blank, so let's go to the login activity. Here we're going to add a linear V, then we're going to make its width match parent, and let's make it white. Background color white. Okay, then we'll also need a scroll view. Since we'll have a lot going on here, we need the view to be scrollable. So let's add a scroll vertical, then make its width match parent and add the linear layout inside the vertical scroll view. Then let's remove padding from our scroll view. So padding 0, and instead of having our background color on the linear, let's make it on the scroll view. Let's make the scroll view white. Okay, so we have our scroll view and our linear. So we're going to add a linear horizontal there and make its height about 200. This linear will hold an image just to make the whole login screen fancy. Let's set its gravity to center horizontal and center vertical. This means the content will be centered. Then we add an image view. The scale type, let's make it fit center. Then we want its width to be match parent and height match parent. Then we can also add a text view and change the orientation of our linear 2 to vertical. Let's add the image view on top of the text view and make its weight 1 so that our text view shows like that. Then and let's reduce padding of our linear to somewhere 4. Done. Let's get down to business. The first one will be email login. So let's design the view for our email login. So what we need for email login is some edit texts, somewhere about let's see, we need for email and password on sign in logic, on sign up logic, and on reset password logic. So put your linear horizontal there. Then let's add some margin. Margin is outer space, so let's make it 8. Then let's reduce the inner space padding to somewhere 4. Then let's align this left center. Then we add an image view. Remember, the secret is to make it acceptably nice. Let's reduce the width and height of this to 30 dp and make its scale fit center. This will be our email field. Let's say enter email as our hint. Then let's also add text view right there on top saying login. Change the style to bold and let's increase its size to somewhere 16. To make life easier, we can save this linear we've just designed. Let's say linear login box. The essence of saving is to make it easier for us to work with these views. Instead of having to redesign from scratch, we just save and drag them back and modify a little bit. So this will be our password field. Enter password as our hint. Email, password. Then we also need some buttons to either log in or sign up. So to make this even easier, let's add another linear V, then put these two views inside our linear V. You will see why this is somehow necessary as we continue working on the view. Then remove the padding. Let's call this layout the login layout. Login. Then let's add another linear horizontal. In this linear horizontal, we are going to have two buttons. Login. This will be the button that will hold our login logic. Let's change its color to blue. Then I want to set its height to concrete 40 and remove the padding. Let's save the button as well so that we don't repeat the work that we have already done. So simply add the button because we need another button. Okay, let's add a linear V in between the buttons and set its weight to 1. When we set the weight to 1, what will happen is each of the two buttons will occupy the same space. There we go. So then we change the title for the other button to say register or sign up. Let's go with sign up. Sign up. We can also have another button. Let's have it in form of an image view. So this image view will be used to reset the password in case a user forgets their password. Set its height to 30, its width to 30, and let's change its name or ID. Let's say reset button. Reset button. Then finally make the login holder to wrap height, and we add a bit of margin and save. Then change its color to white so that when we add elevation it will stand out. So now we need to add a bit of elevation just to make it cool. Go to onCreate. In onCreate, go to view and set elevation. Then set elevation to somewhere 4. Too little elevation or too much didn't really stand out and your view looks scruffy, so just a bit of elevation should do for you. Then we also, let's make the view rounded, a bit rounded. The login, let's have about 10. This means 10 on each side for the radius, and background color set to white. Then I also want the buttons to be rounded. Let's change the color of the sign up to indigo. Go back to on create. Let's add elevation on button 1, which is our login button. For the buttons, you can add higher elevation. It makes them look nice. So button 1, which is the login button, make it blue, and button 2, we're going to make button 2 indigo. Button 2 indigo. Okay, let's make the buttons very rounded, so 360 on each side. 360. So quickly look at the design. We go back. Let's run this and see what we get up to this level. Open. Okay, so there we go. That's what we have. This is the design we're just working on. So we can add a bit of margin on the buttons. You can see at the bottom there they look squinted, so let's add some more margin. Actually, we didn't even add any margin on the buttons. Okay, so let's make the margin 4 for each button. Then we can also remove the blue line. You can see that blue line on the edit text fields. So to remove that, you simply set the background color to transparent or add the color. There we go. You can see the lines disappearing. Okay, then we also need some icons for these babies here. So to grab some icons, let's go to my favorite site. Open your browser and go to Flaticon. You can also use Icon Finder. Icon Finder is completely free. Flaticon usually charges, but it's worth paying for if you can. But they also have free icons. So let's quickly search for login icons. Blue. I'll quickly grab some icons. Okay, let's go with this one. I need a password. And I also need a user icon. Let's go with this. Looks weird, but yeah, we can use this. Then we can have a reset password icon. Our reset password icon. Okay, let's try this one. Okay, so So I've grabbed all the 3 icons that I need for this. Simply go back to your project image, then add the images. Okay, so we've added our icons. Go back and set the icons. So our email, let this be our email. This can be our reset email icon. Okay, so we are done with designing the login view. So let's run it and see what we get. Install, open, yeah, so there we go. This is what we get.